Guys, MissCrazyGamer here, and welcome to another little indie game I found on itch.io called The Monster Inside. It is an audiovisual novella, as it says here, by Random Seed Games. It's not really anything, it's just text and very nice scenery, I guess you could say it. I like the style, the art style is very nice, and the story seems interesting, so let's just give it a shot. I don't really know much about it. I think it's about a cop who, and then a couple of murders happen, and he has to figure out what's happening. I don't know, man. Let's just get this with. So, The Monster Inside, an audiovisual novella by Random Seed Games. Ooh. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. Ooh, the art style is very nice actually. I didn't know that. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Venetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. I like the smoke of the cigarette. It looks very nice. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bed sheet. That's kind of suspicious. Why is it safely covered? What does that mean? I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. A monster! Oh man, okay. The girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. This is... sorry, anyway. Okay, calm down. No. Okay, calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Okay. Thanks. It's just... no one will listen to me. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a hand full of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. If this voice bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best here, so please don't kill me. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Well, Mr. Jack. You can just call me Jack. Hey, I'm sorry. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He wouldn't have never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Wink, wink. I'm sorry. Please, the cops won't listen to me. They want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. Okay, you've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack, thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think it was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Ooh, that hurts. Not a word many used these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges, but hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself. Yeah, leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions here. I have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly, and a bit too freaking... Oh my god, sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. You are one white little piece of... Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna anyway. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. Ooh, I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. Okay, that night I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something that the cops had missed. Next chapter. Let's go. Also, the music is very, very nice. I love it. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. Okay, a knack. More of a symptom or of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. Ooh. A strange familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear. Isn't that the same? Trepidation or trepidation? I don't know how you pronounce that, in fear. Isn't it the same kind of thing? Anyway, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Okay. Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Nice, I get it. Okay, sorry. Pushing that thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. I actually have to investigate. Okay, I see one thing here and one thing here. Okay, let's check this one first. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. Was a play here? At play? I don't know. But I was no stranger to the strange. Stranger things. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's see this one. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of Carquinos. Oh god. I don't want to be the kind of guy that's gonna be evil, but Carquinos, if you pronounce that in Greek, it means cancer. So yeah, that's kinda messed up for me. Okay, anyway, moving on. Sorry for that comment. I probably made your day much better now. Anyway, it looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Give me that money, pillow. I'm gonna punch it until it gives me money. Freaking pillow. Anyway, the next morning I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Let's see here. Yeah, I might go with this one. Might be right to worry about monsters. Found a spell's mark. What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed the bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard?
Nope. A rough night followed by a rough morning.
They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night.
Let me guess. Chief Amado is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amado was a bad cop and a bad chief. He was half the reason I left the force. But now his wife was dead, and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Armado's untimely demise. Next chapter! The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil, and... could it be? That smell again, like someone had boiled pure arousal and used it as perfume. Perfume? It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares, the headaches? I don't know. Headaches, I think it should be. It's a headache, so it should be headaches? Headaches? I don't know, whatever. No, I was better now, reformed. So, either he's a murderer or he's a monster of some sort, because apparently monsters exist in this game, I think. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Investigate the scene. Okay, here. Anything? Okay, nice. What is this? Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. Okay, anything. Ooh. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Armado wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. Next chapter! I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the dogs lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking. Mayor missing. Wife found dead. 2 cases in a coincidence. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. Let's see. Yeah, I've been busy. I'm off to Mrs. Venetti's crime scene? What am I even saying anymore? I don't even know. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Next chapter! The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Venetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Investigate the scene. Investigate the trash, of course. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. Okay, but I know how to find the good stuff.
It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Venetti was crook, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Venetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one. Ha, I got them. Investigate the scene. Okay, what else can I investigate? Oh. Venetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my blood was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught that scent again. It overwhelmed me, my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak wield. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I had used it. So he is a monster. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? Yep, he's a monster. It wasn't possible. Was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses. I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. Ooh. He's the monster. I know I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me.
Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
My own ghost came back to haunt me from the past. From the past, sorry.
You're not making any sense, Jack. Come, sit down.
You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A purple dress. Yes, a beautiful purple dress. A beautiful purple dress. Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. It was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You are the monster. Succubus. I knew there's a monster. Oh, Jack. We are one and the same, you and I. We're both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures as you have, Incubus. Those men were probably dead too now, I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. Is it because the developer of the game is like something with seed? The name? So they... Okay, sorry. Anyway, so you've done all this just to wake me up? If you could say that. Though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it now. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone. And now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh, please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasures of the flesh. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha 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 ha. That's the best I could do, okay, whatever. The maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off of the corner mirror. Ooh, the mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. Is that it? No, why is it that it? No, I wanted more. Yo, that was very cool. Like, very simplistic, but the story was very nice and the art style was amazing. It reminded me of like older times and like detectives and stuff like that. It was very cool. More from Random Seed Games. Yeah, Random Seed Games. Lacuna Passage, I think. Explore the vast terrains of Mars, generated from real NASA satellite data, and survive by discovering randomized supply caches and habitats. Adventure in an otherworldly first-person sandbox. That looks cool. And time frame. Time is relative. Sometimes 10 seconds can feel like an eternity. In time frame, you will discover a world in slow motion. Explore the remnants of a mysterious civilization on the brink of destruction. Ooh, this looks much cooler though. Okay. This was The Monster Inside by Random Seed Games. Very cool game. I like the story that at the end she was the actual monster and was trying to trap him, who also was a monster, but he was taking pills to not be a monster, I think. But at the end he stopped her, killed her possibly. So I'm guessing all these monsters are afraid of seeing their reflection, and if they see their reflection they get trapped, I guess, or something like that. Not sure. But anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and check out the channel. If you like the content that is being uploaded to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. And as always, remember, if you see monsters, try to trap them in any sort of way. Use a mirror, that could help. Anyway, as always, I will see you all later. Take care and stay crazy. Bye!